All right, everybody, welcome back to the second installment of the Freeskates podcast. I'm Jeff Milling, and
I'm Gabe Altier.
So last time, myself, John, and Gabe talked about how we discovered freeskating and got into freeskating, and eventually how we, joined JMKRIDE. So we got a special guest here, Mattie Tyce. Well, I mean, he's not a special guest. He's part of our company, so he's going to be telling us how he discovered Freeskates and the whole story up until when he joined JMKRIDE. All right, Matt, you want to take it away? How did you discover freeskating?
The first time that I ever saw freeskating was on the boardwalk. Me and my friends were skateboarding, and I look over, and Ryan comes rolling up, and
Ryan
Fairley.
Fairly? And which boardwalk?
I assumed everybody knew who Ryan was, but
there's not one Ryan in the world, and
the
there's also
San
not
Diego
one
boardwalk.
Okay.
We were just like skateboarding, and all my friends were like, "Those things are crazy," and I was like, I wasn't paying attention. I was just kind of skating, and then they started trying the free skates. Then eventually, like after everybody tried, then I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll try," and I tried it out for a little bit, and it was very difficult, and all my friends kind of gave up really quick, and I was like, I kind of want to get this down. So for like the first 30 minutes, I was going from maybe 5 feet at a time, and then it just like clicked when Ryan was like, you just got to turn them. And so it went from that little bit to instantly, I've got this. 45 minutes, I was skating comfortably.
45 minutes.
Yeah, 45.
So that's definitely like not the typical story when occasionally a skateboarder will try free skates, but honestly they already have a thing that they're riding. They already have like tricks that they're trying and all that stuff. So it's kind of interesting to hear that you took 45 minutes out of your day and let your friends ditch you to learn free skating. It was just that much of a drive for you.
Yeah, it was once I started trying, I was like, I need to get this.
Yeah.
And so eventually, 45 minutes later, I got it.
Huh.
And instantly I was like, I've got it, so I might as well buy them.
You were ready to throw your skateboard into the ocean.
No, not give up skateboarding, just a different ride.
So did you buy them then and there? Or
so me and Ryan, basically, I was like, I'm hooked. He was like, well, yeah, I have them in my backpack. I was like, I left my cash down at the car at Mission Beach. We were up at what we call now the Rock. The very first time that I learned how to skate was right in front of the Rock. Ryan was like, well, you skate that, I'll skate your skateboard. And I skated about halfway from Pacific Beach. It's probably about, I skated for like a mile on the free skates.
The first day.
The first day, within like the first hour.
All right, well, let me ask you a question. So in my history, so that's crazy, first of all. I learned over the course of like a week,
It's
right?
definitely not normal.
No, yeah. Did you like ripstick or like all that other, did you do any other form of wheels besides skateboarding before you took up free skating?
I surf, snowboard, a little bit here and there, but wheels, it's just mostly skateboard. Going back to like the first day, I skated about the first mile and a half, and then I was like, yeah, now I'm tired. So we switched back. I watched him take off on the free skates, and his legs were just going crazy. I'm just like, whoa, that is nuts.
So you definitely weren't doing that on the first day.
No,
like just
not
pumping like crazy and like flying down the boardwalk like.
I wasn't going 15 like he was.
Okay.
But I was going pretty quick.
Yeah, especially compared to what you were used to at the time, which was nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, the muscles are like entirely different. You know,
Yeah.
You're like pushing versus using basically every muscle in your leg. Still, though, 1 mile-ish in your first day, it's got to be some kind of record. Some might even say, you were born to free skate.
Yeah.
So what happened after that first day?
So we got to the to my car, and I just paid him cash. I was like, here you go. Like, I had him sign the box for me and stuff, and I kept the box. I think I still have it today. Right when I got these skates, I met up with my friend Chris. which is behind the camera over there. Hi, Chris.
He's in our audience today.
Eddie in the house.
I actually went straight to his house.
You should just come on here and then tell us like what you thought of your friend.
Exactly.
Yes,
We want to do that?
Definitely
All right. Well,
All right, so when I first saw this kid come up and told me he spent a little over $150 for a piece of metal that he was now riding in his first day, so I really think this is the future. I really think this is where it's going to be at. I was like, you're an absolute psychopath. And I made fun of him, to be honest. I was like, that's so stupid. I'm like, how dare you? Like, you're a skater, surfer. This doesn't make much sense. After weeks and weeks and weeks of him doing the same thing, it made a lot more sense for him to continue to do so. And then obviously he went on to do a lot more for Freeline at the time, but Freeskates in a whole as the sport. I actually eventually learned too, because at the time my girlfriend learned before me. So it was just more of a competition thing. I was like,
Who made your girlfriend?
So this weird guy named Mattie Tyce would take my girlfriend while I was at work and ride skates.
Nice.
But honestly, it was really cool. Like, I'm 250 pounds on a piece of metal with wheels. And even when people see me, I look like a little bit like a bear on a tricycle. So, yeah. But it was a lot of making fun of and then going like, actually, let me try that.
Well, I think we're all glad that you had a supportive friend group at the time, Matt, that supported your experimentation with Freeskates. So then moving forward, then how did you get involved with Freeline?
I practiced quite a bit throughout the whole entire week. I was on them nonstop. I would go to a gas station. I'd get out of my car. I would throw them down just to go from the gas pump to the store.
Right.
Pick them up. Go inside.
Freeskate
I was
everywhere.
hooked. I was hooked.
Yeah.
A week later, on the boardwalk, Ryan just came riding by, and he's like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" And I just thought, hey, it would be crazy to just try to jump a 3-stair. And so I tried jumping a 3-stair, like early grabbing off a 3-stair. And so Ryan's like, "Wow, like this is more advanced than I've ever seen. I need to show you to my friends."
how long did it take you to do the jump off the stair?
The 3-stair?
Yeah.
A week.
A week. Okay. So it wasn't like this immediate thing. You're like, oh, I know how to do that.
Actually, really?
It took a week. Anyways, so he...
No, not at all. Is this the normal progression that you should like compare yourself and your progression?
We didn't know how to do any other trick either.
So fast forwarding to now, when you learn your first trick as a free skater, typically like it's a stomp or like, did you not learn anything simple like
No,
that?
so the stomp was the first. The one trick there was a stomp.
The only
That's
trick.
it.
So you went straight from
There's-
learning how to stomp to jumping a 3-stair.
Yes.
Early grabbing a 3-stair.
Yes.
They had no throwbacks,
No, there's no such thing.
no switch-its.
Nope. No such thing. Flip stomp, yes.
Yeah, okay.
So stomps were a thing.
Truly the Stone Age of Freeskates.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stomps were a thing. There were no tricks on there yet, like throwbacks, anything like that. Kickflips. My first kind of trick was a Casper before I ever did kickflips. So Casper is basically, first one that I learned was, it was a flip and a half, and then you catch it with this foot in between that foot, and then roll, and then you kind of push off, and then land.
With your toes.
Yes.
Did you create that?
Yeah, that was
Or
the
what?
very first trick that I created.
What went through your mind when you're like, I'm just gonna kickflip this skate? Like,
Well, I started kick flipping it.
Like-
it kept landing like right here, but my foot would just be like right here. And I'm like, man, that kind of sucks. And then so basically I was like, maybe if I just catch it with it. So I kick it really hard and catch it like that. And I started catching it. So that was easier than a actual just regular kickflip. And I
Okay.
don't know why.
Yeah, I would not think that the progression of Freeskate tricks is stomp, then early grab off 3-stair, and then caster or whatever
Casper.
you call it.
Casper.
Casper. Okay.
For those listening on the non-video end, that probably made no sense, but...
Oh yeah, true. It's like this, and then that, and then this.
What is the rest of your, if you want to
Stories?
sum up from that point until now, some more important pieces in your journey?
So yes, and then I met up with Ryan. I was showing him that, and he's like, "You got to come meet my friends."
How long was that from when you first started?
It was a week. So
Okay.
So
Okay.
What year?
05. 2005. After meeting with like Ryan's friends and stuff like that, like Ryan brought me in as, you're now part of the crew. What we do is we go out and we just skate and we sell skates. I was trying to show them a bunch of tricks, just trying to impress all of his friends and being like, they're just like, "Oh my God, we've never seen all this stuff. Like, this is crazy." From there, it went to just more trick progression.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, this is interesting because you're saying, like, it's not even just they have never seen these tricks, because anyone who rides Freeskates knows the feeling of showing people tricks that they've never seen, but literally no one in the world had seen these tricks. Like, these tricks
Not
didn't
even like
exist.
not even like yourself.
Yeah.
So you hadn't seen the tricks.
Not even the guy that invented them had seen the tricks.
Just say like a few tricks that you can think of that you know that you kind of just figured out and just came up with.
So, kickflips. So, the actual kickflip one.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started skating bowls a lot. One day I was filming with our cinematographer, and I thought, oh, I can hit this coping and try to do a free flip, what we call now, which I came up with the name free flip. It took quite a while to get that shot, but that one shot, like, happened when I landed it. It was a really good one, and it was the intro to, like, the Freeline video. There was a throw, like, we had a flinger. The very first time that this happened, me and Ryan were on the boardwalk, and I see a rock, and I'm like, "Wait, before we go, I've got something." And I didn't have anything. I start going at this rock, and in my head, I'm like, I don't know. And at the last second, I'm like, just throw the skate at the rock. And so I threw it. It hit, comes right into my hand, and then I throw it down and I land it. Very first try.
What?
Very first try. And only
Like, worldwide,
only
like,
3
international.
people watched me do that very, very first try. And they're just like, now I've got to do it. Now I've got to do it. I just can't believe it was the first try. And honestly, if it didn't happen and it didn't even get close, who knows if we ever would have come up with the idea of a flinger.
There's a split timeline somewhere where free skating sucks and there's no sports, but this is the awesome timeline, you guys.
Yeah. So I went in 2009, I think. I went to Japan. So I got to go skate with Tokyo Disney. I was brought there by another guy that set up everything in Japan. He was a distributor. He got us a gig to do a whole show from Halloween till Christmas, to do a Christmas show. All choreographed, it was the most amazing show like Disney's ever had. It was their 50th anniversary.
And you were on Freeskates.
Yes, I was on Freeskates, and it's a 15-minute show with all Disney characters, every Disney character, and some side piece. And
What Disney character were you?
we were called Snow Breeze. So we were the snow that comes through. We were the breeze that brings the winter. And the winter, then summer, and at the end, the snow, it was a snow mouse. It was basically Mickey in snow form. He melts.
Wow,
Whoa.
sounds morbid.
Yes.
Yeah, it sounds terrible.
It's Disney. Come on. I had a lot of time in between because first show was like 10:30, and then we had like a 12:30, and then we didn't have a show until like 6. But they wouldn't let you leave Disney or backstage Disney. I couldn't leave and then come back. So I had to stay there. All I did was go down and just practice. And that's where I learned a lot of tricks, like the Tokyo. The Tokyo, literally
Named for the
named for the fact because I was skating at Tokyo Disney.
Yeah.
And I just decided I'll just call it Tokyo.
Yeah, well, for those who don't know what a Tokyo is, you may have heard it also referred to as the crossfoot. But the original name is the Tokyo.
Then I learned so many different tricks there, especially because of the Tokyo. So you got the Tokyo throwback, you got the Tokyo switch it. You got a lot of tricks within those Tokyos.
What about reverse Tokyo?
Reverse Tokyo. You got the other one that really I liked a lot was the switch it revert. I don't know if everybody knows that one, but that one was one that I thought was wow. Just like, I just thought it was the sexiest one. That's for sure.
I mean, that's one way to describe it. It looks like one of the more fun tricks to do that I haven't successfully landed, which is, most tricks on Freeskates. But if there's any trick that I want to land, like that one's probably one of the coolest
And
looking.
it's scary, and it's the coolest looking one.
It didn't make sense to me for the longest period of time.
No.
The switch it revert, I was like, physics.
The physics
Doesn't
are
make sense.
still screwed. They're so screwed up to me still.
It's confusing.
Like, I don't
Yeah.
they can
Yeah.
both do it, both Jeff and Matt. But
I think that's why I was the most hooked on that one because it's just it's one of those ones where you're be sitting there watching and boom, it happens. And you're just like, what just happened?
Well, I'm just curious. Did you ride with all the other riders in Japan while you were in Tokyo, or just these people that were in your show? The other winter breezes.
The first week of the Tokyo Disney event, we had an event for just Freeline, and that's actually where I met Kyoki and his family. And Kyoki asked me, I'm thinking about making a ramp in my house. And I said, yes. So what do you think? Do it. When he asked me, I thought he was saying build it at his house. And I was like, yeah, cool. But then he ended up buying a piece of land and building it there. I did not expect it to actually happen. I'm invited at the end of the whole Tokyo thing to his house to stay with him and get to skate the ramp. And in my mind, I'm like, that's a very little amount of time to build a really cool half pipe, but sure. He did it. It was crazy to influence somebody to build a ramp. I went to his house and got to stay with him and his lovely family, and basically after that, we're family. So
Freeskate family.
Yep, Freeskate family
for those who
for life.
for some reason don't know, the Kyoki is the K in JMK, and it goes without saying that Matt is one of the M's, and then there's
Marco.
John, and then there's Marco, the other M. So
I remember seeing a video of yours called Turning Japanese, and I was wondering who was the big influences there. And oh yeah, I guess John edited that video. So
John did a lot of my videos growing up, and literally
all of them.
He filmed all the videos. He edited all the videos.
So you essentially, the idea of Turning Japanese was you were in Japan for so long that you had this influence, this international influence, and you brought back all of the things that you learned there. Basically, it was kind of, you just shared with the U.S. everything you learned in Japan.
Yeah,
right?
And some.
But
it was definitely, that was the video that basically went from very, very limited amount of tricks, and then I was gone for 3 months, and I learned so much in Japan, and brought all these tricks back with me, and I just had a lot of time to do, to practice.
Yeah.
And so when I got back, I just was so much better. I had so many more tricks in my bag, and when I got back to film with him, that was our very first video coming out of Japan. So that's why we did the song Turning Japanese, and we had to, basically name it Turning Japanese because I was turning Japanese. That video shows a lot of tricks that like influenced a lot of people, stuff like that, which was kind of weird because one of the biggest influences that Japan, the biggest influence to them was my speed riding, just going really, really fast. And those videos were really, really, really high up there.
You know, it's surprising to me. Yeah, like some people will be like, "Can you actually get speed on those?" And I mean, Freeskates were
fast.
invented for
For
downhill. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like,
They
yes,
were
you
invented
can.
to go really fast.
Right.
Yeah.
You can get almost too much speed on them if you're not careful.
Yep.
But,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay, so after that video, then I guess you were just with Freeline for a little bit.
Yeah, and so
What
Japan happened. Then after that, we started doing more and more trips and venturing out. We went to New Zealand, Australia, Germany.
Wow. How many people were traveling with Freeline?
Me and Ryan,
Really,
mostly.
just the two of you. Yeah.
And Mike. So there were some really good times with Freeline. You know, basically the traveling, everything like that was so great. Then there became issues with, they got a lot of money invested. They didn't put it in the right places. Basically, they went under. We were hoping for the best. We were hoping that, you know, the investors would like bring us back, help us out, take Freeline where it should have been. And
Which is to everyone.
yeah, and so for I think it was like 2 years when the investors were saying that they were gonna continue, they're gonna do everything good. We were just hanging on.
They're telling
hoping.
you and like
They're telling me. They're
all the
telling
other riders.
everybody.
Yeah.
And you know, and that didn't happen either. And I got a call basically saying it's not going to happen. So we were like, we want it to happen. So we were like,
We're gonna make
we
it
we need to make it happen. There was already talks of a possibility of a skate being made that like we want to keep going with Freeskates. We've kind of put all of our heads together, Marco, Kyoki, me and John, and Kyoki did an incredible design work on this.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can. I mean, he's 100% the credit for that design, right?
Yeah.
He built some prototypes and collaborated with Marco for
sure.
various things, but the
Yeah.
actual designing definitely all Kyoki.
Yep.
They're trying to start, like Mattie and John and Marco and Kyoki are thinking about starting a new company, and Freeline obviously was calling their sport Freeline Skating or Freelining, something like that. And they were like, obviously you can't call it freelining because
It's your company.
exactly that's the name of the company.
Yeah.
So how did you come up with the name Freeskating?
Basically, there were a lot of weird ideas to come up with that.
Well, there was like drift skating, right?
Everybody was like drift skating would be awesome, but
Drift
that
skating.
actually is a company.
Really?
Yeah,
No way.
that's our knockoff company. Like drift skating is our knockoff company.
What?
Yes, and so
Dang.
we were like, man, that would have been cool to start calling it drift skating,
Mhm.
but no.
You needed a name that wasn't a company. You needed
Yeah.
a name that was a sport. you
Exactly.
know? Like there's no company called basketball. There's no company called soccer. You need a name of a sport.
Yeah.
So
And
drift skating didn't work.
And I
And neither
said,
did
why not
freelining.
free skate? We kept going around it because it's like free skate.
Nowadays it's also rollerblading. Like there's-
it's everything.
Yeah.
It's going out and skate. It's already technically a thing, but it's not technically
not
a thing.
technically. It's already like colloquially
So
a thing.
that's why we just kept trying to come up with something else, but always having that in our pocket
yeah.
because
Well, Freeline called it side skating, and that's
No, yeah.
That's just terrible. Like, what am I laying on my side?
And then dub skating. We were just trying to like, come up with a lot of stuff. Dub skating, like dub 2.
Yeah, 2. Yeah.
Dub
Yeah,
skating.
Dual skate.
Dual skates.
snowboarding.
We tried to do dual, but then we're like, no, because they came out with dual skate or snowboarders, and
Yeah.
there's just
I like free skating. I like
yeah.
the idea.
It's the name of the sport, which technically you can't patent a sport.
No, yeah.
So it's just different, you know.
Right.
And it was acceptable.
Well, it represents the idea, like, people are always, like, that's almost the first question that everyone asks is, like, those aren't attached? No, it's free skating, man. It's not strapped in skating. So Freeline was no more. You got the call, right?
Yeah.
And then you guys got together and you were having these debates over the sport, the name of the sport, and then the name of the company. And once you kind of settled on Freeskating, JMKRIDE, how did that all begin?
So we came up with the JMK because of John, Matt, Marco, Kiyoki. After Freeline, just kind of went to whatever. We just wanted to keep the sport alive. You know, everybody wanted to keep the sport alive.
Yeah. I mean, I remember even, like, from a third-party perspective, like, we used to, like, when I was going to school, it used to be that we were getting, like, yearly visits from Freeline, like, the company that, you know, was selling these skates to us, and then all of a sudden, like, that just is no longer a thing, and we're all like, dang, the sport is, like, the sport is great, the skates are, like, awesome, and, it was sad to think about it not existing.
And we didn't want the sport to die.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, the sport, and also another thing I hear a lot, especially from, like, John and from the others, is that it's the community as well, right? Like,
yep. And that's why we still love Ryan.
we wish Ryan the best.
Yeah, we really do.
Thank you for inventing this beautiful sport. Bummer about the whole, you know, company thing, but sport still lives on to these days. To this
Thankfully,
day.
yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, that's it. That's kind of like, I mean, everyone else did, you know, how they discovered free skating till how we got into JMK, and it seems like we finally covered it with you. Definitely in a lot more detail than the rest of us. So
There's a lot more stories too.
Yeah.
Please ask.
One day I'm sure we'll get to, you know, the rest of JMK, that being Marco and Kiyoki.
Well, I mean, yeah, if we get to them or they come to us, we'd love to interview, you know, Marco, Kiyoki, and honestly, anyone else in the free skating community too. Everyone's got everyone's got beautiful stories around like how they discovered free skating and all that stuff, and it's super interesting, which is kind of why we got this podcast going. And
also comment on how you.
Yeah. So in the last podcast, after the last podcast came out, I made a post on USA Free Skaters with like a little poll about like, how did you discover free skating? And so yeah, go vote on that poll and comment and tell us and converse with your fellow free skaters, because it'd be interesting to see, like, you know, where exactly everyone first got their start. It's, you know, a super unique thing, and even though you've seen it before, doesn't necessarily mean you're so invested to actually, like, you know, go out and buy it and try it and things like that. So everyone's got, you know, their unique reasons. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the story of how Mattie Tyce got into free skating. Basically, that's it, right?
Yeah, I think that's it for this. Leave a comment with anything you might want to hear about in the future. We're open to talk about, you know, all things free skating, all things JMK.
Yeah, we're definitely still brainstorming ideas for future podcasts, so let us know what you think would be interesting.
Yeah. We'll talk to you in podcast episode number 3.
Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.